don't talk about money or sex in America.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Drew on the Money Is Show, and man, today we got a crazy freaking guest that I am absolutely stoked to have. Number one, because he's a successful business owner, one of the most successful ones I probably interviewed on the show, so I'm pumped for you guys to hear about it. And number two, because he has my favorite freaking drink, the creator of my drink. I call it my drink, actually not, it's his drink, but I drink it. I'm his best brand ambassador that's existed, Bucked Up. We're gonna talk about supplements as well. So Ryan, CEO of Bucked Up, Ryan Gardner. Ryan, dude, I'm glad to have you, pumped to have you on the show.
Well, I appreciate it. And thanks for being our best ambassador.
Yeah, dude, I am. And I think I am at least. Like, I pump this stuff. You would think I have
a coupon code or anything?
No, like you would think I have like ownership or something in it, and I don't, man. I bring it to all my guests. They all freaking pound it. It's kind of a, before you get in the show, you have to drink a Bucked Up, you know, because it gives them the brain, the waves, and the energy, and it makes us have good shows.
Focus.
Yeah, man.
Good energy.
It creates the show for us. Look, dude, I can't wait. I want to talk to you about, of course, Bucked Up. You've also got some other kind of prior stuff, like leading up to how you got into this company, Bucked Up, right? Which I think is pretty badass. Before I do that, I just want to back up a little bit. I want to talk, ask you a little bit, like, what was it like growing up, Ryan Gardner? Kind of give the viewers where that childhood, how did it kind of look growing up, Ryan Gardner?
For sure. Well, believe it or not, I was actually born and raised on a farm.
Really?
Yep, born and raised on a farm in Clearfield, Utah.
Okay.
Just north of Salt Lake. So right now, even my parents live basically on a 5-acre property.
Okay.
But when we were growing up, it was a lot larger than that, probably 50 or 60 acres.
Sure.
You know, we had horses, cows, chickens.
So early mornings?
Real early mornings, and let's say it was farm boy mentality for sure.
Yeah.
Yep. My dad was, you know, I like to joke around a lot, but he was the meanest dad in Clearfield.
Wow.
And he liked to be known for it.
He liked to be known as
Oh,
that.
he loved it.
That's
but
so
he
good.
was he's just a hard worker. He was born and raised on a farm as well, you know, and just made it to where we had chores every single day, feeding 50 chickens a day, you know, going door to door selling eggs and corn. You know, that's how we were raised.
So you grew up going to work before you actually went to school sometimes then?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Milking cows, doing the whole bit.
So your dad, kind of a hard work driver
Absolutely.
for you and your brothers?
Yes. So I come with there's 8 kids in our family.
Big family
so,
here.
You know, it's obviously to help raise you know, all the cattle and everything else. So, but yeah, it was all about I'm teaching you guys how to work hard.
Where in the number are you of the 8?
So 3rd and 4th. I do have an identical twin brother, which I own Bucked Up with.
Wow.
And we also have a social media company.
Yeah.
Jeff is really the guy who's running the social media company.
Jeff is your twin brother?
Yep.
And then you guys are identical twins?
Identical.
Bro, I'm going to get him on the show.
We need to.
And then I'll see how close you guys look together here.
Right.
So he runs Bucked Up and partners with you on the whole thing.
He's a partner. I'm the managing partner and CEO for Bucked Up, and he runs our social media site.
Okay. So you guys grew up your whole life then just working away at the farm together,
and
side by
battling,
side.
competition, the whole bit. Yep.
You guys fight a lot as twins?
Let's just say, you know, my 10th grade summer, I actually got shipped up to Alaska because we were fighting every day, multiple times.
Yeah.
My parents were like,
we got to split you guys up.
We got to split you guys up for just a little bit.
Yeah.
So I spent the summer of my 10th grade summer up in Alaska.
Left all your friends.
Left all my friends.
Was shipped up to Alaska for probably more work.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It wasn't.
I was the black sheep of the family.
All right, of the 8 kids there.
Now,
when you were growing up, did your dad, like, I know he did a lot of work chores with you, but did he push you to be an entrepreneur, or did he push college?
So here's what happened is, you know, he was all about, hey, I'm going to teach you guys how to work hard. I'm not raising worthless kids. I'm not going to have any lazy kids. That type of mentality.
That's good, dude.
And it's obviously helped create what I am today.
Right.
But you know, there's also a time where my dad, we had a farm. He had a farm partner.
Okay.
So he was his own business owner doing farming.
Okay.
And they had a little issue.
Okay.
And they stopped doing farming.
Okay,
and my mom ended up going to work right away, and she actually got into a jewelry business.
Okay.
Costume jewelry, like piercing ears, like Claire's.
Okay, yeah.
You know, we had 8 stores along the Wasatch Front, and they were all jewelry stores.
Okay.
And we were selling piercing girls' ears.
Your mom started this?
Yes. So my mom actually went to work for a company.
And she jumped in after the kind of farm split there to just try to make some more revenue.
Try to make some money.
Feed the bill, feed the
That's
kids
right.
and everything. Okay.
That's right, because it was a pretty ugly situation with my dad and his partner.
So parents jump
my
in,
mom
right?
jumped
do what they
in.
need to do.
Yep. Went to work, and she eventually started at the bottom, ended up at the top.
Wow.
Took over the business.
Wow.
And my mom and dad ended up opening 8 jewelry stores along the Wasatch Front, costume jewelry.
Okay.
You know, necklaces, earrings, hair
like
bows.
a Claire's.
Yeah, Claire's.
Type of situation, right?
So I've pierced many of
I was going to ask you, did you go from a farm boy to a freaking?
Absolutely.
No way, dude.
And my dad actually would teach us how to do these sidewalk sales and go out and sell hair bows. I mean, there's a guy selling hair bows. They would also bring in sunglasses from China, and we would go to fairs and sell sunglasses. I mean, so you only got a pair of eyes. You got to protect them.
You were, so you still have your pitch down, bro.
I got
you got the pitch ready. So you literally were in that family of whatever the parents were doing, the kids were in, and you were going to be a part of it, whatever it was.
Yep.
So you kind of grew up in this little bit of this entrepreneur business type of mindset, mentality of ups and downs probably, and you saw the good, the bad.
There was a time that we were on welfare for 3 years in a row.
Wow.
And at that point, I'm like, hey, I don't ever want to be in this type of situation.
Yeah.
You know, my mom was trying to fake us out because we hated the milk that we got from
I
Deseret milk. You know, the powdered milk.
The powdered milk, bro.
She would trick us, and she would go out and buy a gallon. As soon as that was done, she'd be pouring the powdered milk in the thing, thinking that we wouldn't catch on. And we caught her one day. So.
Isn't it amazing, man? I kind of grew up on the same kind of thing, like for just a brief moment where my parents like just was at the bottom, dude, and they had to go get on like welfare and WIC. If you remember WIC as a kid, and I think I grew up on Kick cereal and Juicy Juice on WIC, you know what I mean?
Same.
Yeah. And so it was amazing. I always look back and think of what my mom did and like trying to like you said, kind of protect the kids, and it's amazing how much the mom will go to like try to make sure the kids have everything they need.
Right.
And not even want their kids to know that it's powdered milk.
That's right.
Type of stuff, you know. It was crazy watching. I always look back and think of my mom, like, dude, the stuff that she did for us was crazy, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and at the time, you don't even realize anything different, right?
Yeah.
We're just like, hey, we're going collecting eggs, doing the whole bit still. You know, even though when my parents had this jewelry business, we still had chickens, we still had chores. My dad's like, these video games, no.
Not
like
happening.
We didn't even have.
Yeah, not happening.
I mean, there was one time when my dad, we wanted a Nintendo for Christmas so bad.
Yeah.
My mom bought it without him knowing.
Oh yeah, that's how my mom
gave
was.
it to us for
Thing,
Christmas. Dude. We woke up the next day to play these video games like Legend of Zelda or something like that.
Like this is like when you woke up early because you're like, oh my God, I got a Nintendo.
Right.
As soon as you like woke up, you're like, go find this thing. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
So my dad saw that we woke up, so we played it all day Christmas Day.
Yeah.
The next day we woke up early, ripped it out of the
No
TV,
way, dude.
Threw it on the driveway, just shattered it.
Oh my God.
He's like, I'm not raising worthless kids.
Wow,
so
dude.
That's my experience
That's your childhood, bro.
And still to this day, I don't ever play video games.
Yeah, I don't either, man.
I just don't. I can't get into it almost.
Yeah.
So.
That's crazy. I would love to talk more about your childhood because there's like so many similarities between our parents and stuff. But I want to talk about what you do now in business. What I know you've done different businesses. I want to go back to some of those. But before we do that, just kind of tell the viewers what you got going on now in your business with Bucked Up. What does it do?
So Bucked Up is a sports nutrition company.
Okay.
And we have everything from protein to pre-workouts to multivitamins to BCAAs. And now we're transitioning, not necessarily transitioning. We've actually done really well at penetrating the market where people were telling us,
it can be done.
Dude, pre-workouts, everybody, there's tons of pre-workouts. That's like a really competitive space. We broke through that space, and now we're breaking into the energy drink market.
Yeah. So, you guys are for sure breaking into it, man. And so Bucked Up has the supplement side, which is the vitamins, the multivitamins, the pre-workout, the powders, proteins, and now you have also the Would you, just so I know, so I said this right, would you call these energy drinks?
Yeah, so the energy drinks aren't necessarily a ready-to-drink pre-workout.
Okay.
It's more like an energy drink like a Monster, a Reign, a Bang, just ones that provide energy and focus.
Yeah.
The difference with us is that we actually use clinically proven ingredients like dynamine, teocrine, alpha size. These are to help with focus and energy.
Yeah, I got you, man. So I want to back up a little bit down the story here. And I want to get kind of how this thing started, and how you ended up coming up with a name called Bucked Up, and like there's an entrepreneurial spirit here, dude, that I'm just addicted to knowing about of the birth and the growth of a company, right? So take us back a little bit. Where did you start at in business?
Well, so really, I ended up going to school. I went to UVU.
Okay.
I ended up going there for about a year.
Okay.
And I just said, hey, school is not for me.
Okay.
I mean, I had a cousin that actually graduated from the University of Utah and's like, hey, Ryan, I just graduated. I got my business degree. He's like, I'm making 42 grand this year. And I'm like,
what?
Wait, you just got a business degree and you're making No way.
Yeah.
No way. And a mission buddy, a mission companion of mine, actually said, hey, I'm working at this company called PMI.
Okay.
And I was like, so what is it? And he goes, oh, we get leads from people who are doing infomercials or seminars. And what happens is as they go to these, they produce a lead or this person is interested in a product that we're going to sell. And we're going to sell coaching and mentoring.
Yeah.
And so we would go there. I went there and I ended up making really good money right off the bat.
Right.
You know, and when you're at college, you know, when you're basically a very young person at this age and you're making $2,000 to $3,000 a week, you're like, hey, I'm balling.
Yeah, you get baller status quick.
Yep. So school just got set aside.
Okay.
And then I was on that sales floor selling coaching and mentoring for about a year.
Right.
And then a lead provider came in and started producing leads for us that we were starting to call on. And I simply went up to the guy and said, hey, I don't want to be on the sales floor for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Is there a way that I could come and work with you and learn how to produce leads?
Right.
He goes, between you and me, I don't know what I'm doing either. So
how old were you at this time?
I was 24.
Okay.
So I actually served a mission for our church.
Yeah.
So I was gone for
What word did you serve at?
I went to Southern California.
Southern
Arcadia.
California. Okay. Okay.
So
you came back from that, and then you go to college.
Go to
and
college.
And then you're in the sales side of this.
Yeah, and then I started doing the sales. And so about 24 years old or so, I ended up asking this guy for a job.
Yeah.
He's immediately like, hey, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm sticking a banner on a free lotto site. I know that every time, 100 people click on this banner, someone buys this, and I produce the lead for you. Come down and help me. So I ended up moving to St. George for a couple years, learned how to drive traffic.
Did your brother go with you?
No.
Okay,
he was still working on. I ended up convincing him to stop working for my parents in the jewelry stores.
Okay.
And coming to the sales floor because I was making more in 1 week than he was making the whole month working for my parents.
Now, are you more of a salesman than he is?
No, like we both are.
Both have it?
Yeah, we both have that background because we were raised
jewelry selling sunglasses.
selling sunglasses, hair bows. I mean, we were selling stuff to girls. We didn't know what girls did.
Worked.
Yeah. We didn't even have pierced ears.
Yeah. So your brother stays up here. You go down to St. George, and you start working on this marketing business.
Yes. So I start learning how to drive traffic for people for this particular company that I was working with, and I got to a point where I felt like I hit a ceiling. Again. And so what I did is I simply went to him and said, hey, I think we're leaving a lot on the table. He's like, well, I just want to focus on these leads because I know these leads are worth this much. So I said, hey, well, I'm going to end up moving back home and I'm going to start producing traffic for a lot of other people.
Okay.
So once I learned how to drive traffic online, then I came back up and I convinced my twin brother to stop his job.
Which was in sales at that point.
Start a company. It was an affiliate network. Where at this point, I had thousands of publishers that could all drive traffic to my website.
Okay. Just for the viewer's sake, when you talk about driving traffic, break that down a little bit. What do you mean by driving traffic?
Well, for instance, a person would come to us and say, hey, I have this product. And we would say, hey, well, it's going to cost you this much to drive traffic to this product.
And that product could be anything, right? It could have been a freaking printing company, whatever it was. They just had a product You didn't
Right,
matter
they
what
had
the
a product
was.
or a service that they wanted us to drive traffic to,
Okay.
and we would simply go to our publishers
Okay.
and drive, and they had a website or they had an email list or they
Okay.
had whatever to
Right.
drive traffic to that offer.
Okay.
And then for every sale, and we were a performance-based affiliate network.
Okay.
So we only got paid when a sale happened.
You didn't get no like a retainer fee from these companies.
Right, correct.
Gotcha.
So what ended up happening is they would come to me and say, hey, I'll pay you $40 for every sale you get me. I'd just turn around to my publisher and say, hey, I'll pay you $32 for every sale you get me.
Yeah.
And then I had hundreds, if not thousands, of publishers that could all drive traffic. And next thing you know, I'm driving 4,000 or 5,000 sales a day.
Wow. And you're getting a spread,
We're
a
just
yield
making
on every single one of those sales
Right,
sales
we're
going
just
in.
brokering basically.
But you weren't even doing the actual, like, let's say, marketing of it. The publishers were?
Yeah, so the publishers were all the ones that were driving traffic.
Gotcha.
But they're like, hey, I need to get paid for every sale that happens, and I need to get paid the next day.
Just out of curiosity, kind of from the viewer standpoint, why would ABC product, whatever the product was, why would they go to you versus going straight to the publishers?
Well, because they didn't know who those
They
publishers
just didn't know who they were. I
yeah,
gotcha, okay.
like they could eventually cut us out if they really wanted to.
Right.
But it was kind of it's one of those things that you have to build relationships with.
I gotcha.
And
Yeah.
it's really building a relationship with these publishers that, hey, I'm going to bring you only good offers that actually work.
Right.
And if you start bringing them trash, they're going to be like, oh, these guys don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so we ended up getting some really good offers, driving traffic to them, and our publishers all loved us. We'd bring them out, just host them.
You throw some crazy, did you ever throw some crazy parties? With the,
Well, we weren't as crazy as some other ones, but we would bring them out and take them razor riding, snowboarding a lot. These big publishers knew we were from Utah, and that we were like, hey, greatest snow on earth.
Yeah.
Come on out. So we would host them, get to know them a lot better, and we eventually had a really, really good working relationship with them.
On that note right there, just as far as entrepreneurship business goes, where would you kind of rank building relationships, maybe on a scale 1 to 10, inside of a business?
Man, it's really huge. I think at least an 8, if not more. It's even our sales guys right now with Bucked Up.
Right.
It's still coming down to building a relationship with these supplement shops or these gym owners that are selling our supplements. I still think building that relationship with them is really crucial.
Yeah.
And having the right sales guys, building that relationship with them, it's huge.
So you're at this affiliate business. You and your brother are running it.
Yep.
And you guys are making putting these basically a product and a publisher to kind of get together, if you will. You guys are making a little yield spread off every sale that takes place, and at your, let's say, peak of it, you're hitting 4,000 sales in a day.
Yeah. So, like for instance, we were driving so much traffic, we were doing about $1.5 million worth of traffic. Each week.
Wow.
So we were doing, there was like 6 of us.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Most of them were my brother-in-law, my little brother, and then we kept it in the family, basically.
Sure.
And we were all driving traffic, and we produced about 20 to 30 million in 1 year of revenue.
At that point for you, was that like, holy shit, $30 million?
Yeah, we were crushing it.
Yeah.
We felt like, man, this is it. This
you
is King Kong
hit the moment right there.
Yeah.
And it's kind of cool. You stayed all family. Why'd you stay all family?
Well, it's just, we feel like we could trust family a little bit more, and also, people get pretty sensitive. And I think with family, you can say what you really mean.
Right.
And they're not going to take it as, hey, they kind of know your personality. So when I say, hey, get your lazy ass off the ground and let's go.
Right.
We got to get more publishers. We got to get this
They're
going.
going to file an HR claim on you. And
That's right.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, and also when you're dealing with, you're just the broker.
Right.
These publishers are really crucial to your business because if they go around you, or let's say I have a guy who's an account manager.
Right.
And he goes off and does his own thing and says, hey, I'm taking all of your publishers and I'm starting my own thing.
Right.
So it was kind of coming down to a little bit of
trust as well into it.
Yeah. But, with my brothers, I knew they would work hard.
Yeah, sure.
You know what I mean?
You had the background.
Yeah, we had the background.
You saw them in the chicken coops early in the mornings.
Yeah, we knew that they were going to work when they came to work.
Now, I know at Bucked Up now you guys have a ton of employees. Now it's not all family over there, right? You got all kinds of employees.
We still have a lot of family, but yes.
I want to ask you about maybe, because I've hired a ton of family, right? And it's kind of how my business was built as well. And there was great times that it worked, and there were some bad times. and family as well
Right.
when it didn't go good, right? Not telling a story about a bad time, but what are some of the lessons that you kind of learned with, because probably a lot of viewers work with family or they're partners with family. What's some of the lessons you've learned partnering with, or not saying partner with your brother, but maybe working where you hired family members? What are some of the lessons you've learned of maybe what not to do or how to act or whatever it may be?
Well, like for instance, I always like to take care of family, right?
Sure, yeah.
As anybody would. But there is a point where if they become too comfortable, then it's not going to work.
Right.
Even with our affiliate network business,
Right.
when we had our affiliate network, there was a point where they were so comfortable because if they're making really good money,
Right.
they just become comfortable at that point where my mentality is, hey, get it while it's good and go after it and get it as fast
not
as
always
you
gonna
can.
stay that
and
way.
it's not always going to be, there's always going to be rainy days.
Right.
But, we had some, I did have a little brother and I did have a brother-in-law that we were like, hey, things are too comfortable. It's time to cut.
Those are tough conversations.
And they're
man.
tough
And they're
conversations.
tough
to have.
with regular. To me, it's always like it's easy to hire family, right? Because like you said, it was like you have that immediate trust and
Right.
comfortability there. You know who they are, etc. It's harder to hire, I think, outside versus hiring family.
Right.
But I think then it flip flops when it goes to firing and letting go.
it's a
It's
little tough.
harder to
It's tough.
fire family versus I think firing maybe a stranger or whatever it may be in
Yeah.
your company, right?
Yeah.
Because I've had to have those weird, awkward conversations where it's like, hey, bro, this ain't gonna work out, right?
Yeah.
And then, of course, the holidays get kind of awkward as
A little
well and
crazy.
stuff.
Yeah. Well, there was a point when that happened as
Yeah.
well. So we actually, speaking of rainy days,
Yeah.
we were driving traffic for one particular advertiser.
Okay.
And we were driving so much traffic. Well, each week we were doing over $1 million for just that one
Right.
advertiser. And he eventually had some merchant account issues.
Okay.
And we were driving traffic for him for about a year. And he said, hey, I'm having merchant account issues. I can't pay you.
Okay.
And at this point, we were like, hey, we've got to pay all of our publishers or cease to exist.
Right.
So the right thing to
Because
do,
you don't pay them.
if we don't pay them,
they
we don't
could
get
cut
any more
you.
traffic. And for every offer, not just this
Right,
one
right,
guy's
right.
offer. This one guy's offer just happened to be doing really, really well.
Right.
So, we got to a point where we said, hey, the right thing to do is to pay all the publishers no matter what so that we can continue to exist. And then it slowed down really slow for us at that point. So we went through this big dip, and that's kind of when we had to let
Some family
go.
go, yeah.
And, it was a little awkward at the holidays
Yeah.
for sure. So, but it was really good.
I want to talk to you about maybe a little bit, maybe that story, but maybe a different one. Obviously, in entrepreneurship and business, you guys have exploded, have all kinds of cool growth. But in all entrepreneurs and business owners, you go through some bad times as well, where even some people go all the way under. I've been where it's like I lost everything and had to come back up. Sometimes it's just you get completely kicked in the teeth. And you didn't even see it coming, right?
Right.
And a lot of people talk about success principles, which I want to ask you about, but I want to talk to you about some failure principles. When you find yourself in the freaking valley, and it is dark, gloomy, bad days, or bad whatever it may be. First, I want two things. Number one, paint us a little picture maybe of what that looked like, maybe an example that you kind of went through.
Okay.
And then I want to ask you, like, what are the kind of the principles that you found yourself that helped you get through that time and not quit and go back?
Yeah. So just recently,
Okay.
I can give you a really
couple of them?
a couple of them. Which one do you want?
It's not
So,
one of them. Yeah, I get it.
GNC the first of the year,
Okay.
they're ordering about $3 to $4 million of product from us each month.
Yeah. Of all the bucked up.
Of all of the bucked up
yeah.
supplements and energy drinks.
Yeah.
Like January, they ordered 3 million. February, they ordered $4 million. March, they claimed bankruptcy.
Yeah.
They claim BK,
Yeah, I remember
Chapter
that.
11.
Yeah.
And, at the time, I'm like, man, they owe us millions of dollars here.
Yeah.
And my philosophy in life is that life happens.
Yeah. Shit happens too.
Shit happens, right?
Yeah.
So things happen, and you know what? It's just all part of life.
Okay.
So I don't actually take those things as necessarily a bad thing. I say,
Interesting.
hey, it's either good or it's bad. I actually... I've told this story before on another podcast, so I apologize, but, I have a mission president that we meet with. He's like, hey, it's our 20-year reunion. Come listen to me talk. So he actually told a story of a wise Chinese man.
Okay.
And once I heard this story, it's kind of changed the way I think about life.
You got to tell it, man.
So this wise Chinese man had one son, 1 acre in which to farm his land, and 1 horse. And one day the boy ends up letting the horse, leaves the gate open, the horse runs out into the desert. And everybody in town freaks out and says, that's the worst thing that could possibly happen to you. What are you going to do? And the wise Chinese man said, well, it could be good or it could be bad. We'll have to see. A couple short days later, the horse gets thirsty out in the desert, comes back and brings 10 wild horses with him. And everybody in town, of course, everybody in town is like, that is the best thing that could possibly happen to you. You can now grow your acre, you can buy more things. I mean, you could do all, you could scale it, be this huge farmer and provide product to everybody. The wise Chinese man said it could be good or it could be bad. We'll have to see. A couple short days later, the boy says, I'm going to break one of those wild horses. Jumps on one of the horses. Horse rears up, falls back, shatters his leg. Everybody in town, of course, says, that's the worst thing that could happen. What are you going to do? That was your only guy to help you farm your land and to do all this, and you've got 10 horses. What are you going to do? And the wise Chinese man said, well, it could be good or it could be bad. We'll have to see. A couple months later, a big war breaks out in China. Where they come along every town and they grab all the able young bodies and they go off to war, and where they're shot and killed, except for the wise Chinese man's son who shattered his leg. So the story could go on and on and on. And really it's a story about all of our lives, right? There's always going to be good things that happen to us, and they're always going to be bad. Even the bad things that happen, you may go, well, man, that actually worked out to our benefit. You know, GNC at one time actually pulled our products and says, we're not going to deal with you guys because I wasn't a pushover, I'm like, no, it's going to be a win-win situation or else I'm not providing these products to you. Anyway, they pulled us from it, and I said, no problem, because I knew it could be good or it could be bad. We'll just have to see. And then in the end, it worked out really well for us.
Dude, that is crazy good advice, man.
And so that story has kind of impacted me because I'm like, hey, life happens. Good things happen to people, bad things happen to people, and sometimes when we think they could be the worst or they could be the best, it comes back and you realize, oh, it's really just life. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude, that is like profound knowledge there, because like I'm literally, as you're telling the story, I'm thinking through my own life of like my failures.
Probably certain experiences, right?
I'm doing something and think that, and I look back and say, even today, I'm like, oh, Dad, let me tell you this horrible time I went through. But really, on the flip side of it, but what came out of that time was actually great. It actually took me to the next level, and without that, I wouldn't have got to that, the next level. Even though I had, went through the valley of it, and it was horrible. But like you said, really, it's like, well, it could be good or it could be bad. We just have to wait and see. Dude, I'm like thinking like how I got here was the same, like, my journey. Dude, that's great freaking. You should just claim that as your story, though. Well,
I probably don't. I think it's actually a story that came from a wise man, not wise Chinese. But I like Chinese men. I think they're wise.
They have that unique, like, what's it, the Eastern
really
culture of medicine too. So, really quick, I'm gonna talk about kind of how you got into Bucked Up, because you have the deer antler like spray that you had before kind of Bucked Up happened. So before I talk about that, I want to hit some rapid fire here with you. And we're gonna look at some rapid fire questions. Some of these are gonna be funny, crazy, and we'll get your quick responses on some of these rapid fire here from you. Okay. Here we go. Number 1, choose your dream vacation. Okay. You're gonna go on a dream vacation here. Would you rather have a boat trip at Lake Powell with Captain Sleepy Joe Biden? Or you want to go skiing, which you love, in Park City, the best snow out there, with AOC?
Oh, man. Probably, Lake Powell. Maybe, hopefully, the boat sinks with Sleepy Joe on it. I don't know.
Okay, there you go. It's a good answer, man. It's a tough choices.
Those were tough choices right there.
Let's see. Let me see. I got another one here. Which current athlete would you love for you guys to spot with Bucked Up products or merch? Just whether you're not paying them, they were drinking it.
Man, I'm a big time basketball NBA fan. Probably Damian Lillard. Or Giannis. I mean, of course. I mean, you want to pick the MVP,
Damian Lillard
Yeah, I think they would be really good
So
representation
you like the
for our company.
basketball, some of the guys out there.
I
What
do.
about UFC? You follow any UFC?
I do. I watch fights every time.
Yeah.
For sure.
Let's narrow it down to UFC fighters. If you saw a UFC fighter coming out with a bucked up drink, who would you
Shoot.
want?
Well, yeah. I mean, obviously Connor's going to probably get the most eyeballs.
That's true.
But,
Yeah. Conor McGregor.
I like. There's some really good fighters like Tony Ferguson. All of
Yeah. We interview a bunch on the show, man. You ever watch kind of an older fighter, Chael Sonnen?
Yeah.
Dude, I'm trying to get him on the show.
Especially when he was fighting Anderson
Oh,
Silva
dude,
and all
man,
that.
I was
Man.
loving that stuff. The way
He's
that he
awesome.
talked, and I think looking back on it, he might have sucked at as a fighter actually, but dude, he talked his way into
game,
every
man.
freaking like high-profile fight, and even if he lost, he didn't freaking care.
Yeah,
Like, I mean,
but
I
he
know
always
cared, but
he still always had an awesome fight.
yeah,
He was-
we interviewed Jeremy Horn, who's actually
Yep.
from here up in the
Yeah, he
Elite.
has a spot up in Salt Lake. Yep.
Yeah, he'll actually be in the office later today. And we interviewed him, and he beat Chael 3 freaking times. Like, they had 3 fights. He beat him all 3 times. But if you look at, like, Jeremy, how his kind of career in brain, let's just say his brain ended up, and Chael's, it's like Chael's like 2 different things that we were talking about, the difference there.
And even Jeremy fought for the championship one time, too.
Yeah. But Chael's career with the talking was
trash talking always helps.
that would be a good. As I said, that'd be a good for the bucked up, bro.
Yeah.
With him, let me give you one more here. If you had to partner up with Nancy Pelosi on a product that combats turkey neck, or develop a soy-based bucked up drink in your lineup, because I'm sure people love the soy-based drinks here.
Yeah.
In this world, what would you rather have, man? Nancy with a turkey neck or a soy-based bucked up drink?
I'd want to stay as far away from Nancy Pelosi as possible. I'll go ahead with the soy.
The soy
based drink.
just put on the shelf and never sell it.
That's right.
Just sit over there and let it be what
rot.
it is. Yeah, just let it rot over there, dude. So let me jump in on this kind of how your story took off here. So before there was bucked up, there was this deer antler spray type of
so
thing
when
product.
we were-
How did this happen?
Well, when we were doing the affiliate
Okay.
network, we were driving traffic to all these people, and then
Okay.
we finally said, hey, why are we driving traffic to all these people? Why don't we come up with our own products?
Okay.
And we happened to be getting into driving traffic for a guy, and we partnered up with him, and
Okay.
it was a product called LR9 Plus.
Okay.
And we went out and we ended up buying the domain name lrgenine.com.
All right.
And we were driving traffic because there's a lot of big MLM companies around here that sell this nitric oxide product, this L-arginine product.
Okay.
And we ended up doing our own product called L-arginine Plus, and we were selling millions of dollars worth every year.
Of this product.
And we figured out, man, why were we driving traffic to these people when we can do it ourselves and do it our own, and we
Right.
can probably do it better
Right.
than these other, and we're relying on these other people. So we decided to do our own product.
Okay.
And we ended up buying that domain name L-arginine Plus.
Now back up for a second. What made you buy the domain? Like what triggered your brain?
Well, at the time, there was a thing called exact match domain,
Okay.
and it would automatically rank. So we went out
I
and
gotcha.
bought a whole bunch of exact match domains so that we would rank at the
Really?
very top. And at the time, Google would actually give you, status saying, "Hey, this is the exact match domain, so let's rank them at the very top."
Right.
And at the time with L-arginine, we bought the domain name, and we were also competing against all the people who were doing pay-per-click on the site.
Right.
The advertisements that Google provides. Well, guess what? Google ended up shutting off all the pay-per-click, saying, "Hey, you can't pay-per-click nitric oxide."
Okay.
And so all of a sudden, we popped up, and we were the number one spot. But I think WebMD was ahead of us.
Sure.
That said something about L-arginine. But we were the first person to sell a product. And just off a natural search, we were getting all this traffic.
Wow.
So then we started buying more domains. We actually
You
heard,
became like a domain buyer. Collector.
yeah, and we would build a website.
Okay.
And so, like, for instance, we would buy a website like DUI Lawyer AZ for Arizona.
All right.
And we would buy DUILawyerAZ.com,
Okay.
and it would immediately rank because we would create a website, a lead generation website. And when somebody would fill that out, we would go to the attorneys and say, hey, we have these leads for you, or we have this website that will sell you for 15 grand. It produces 150 leads a month.
Yeah.
All you need is 2 or 3 clients. And that's what we ended up doing, exact match domains.
No way.
And started selling hundreds of websites.
So you wouldn't even go like, actually can find the attorneys first.
We would not even find
You would
we
just
just
go
buy the domain name,
you knew how to get
build the
number one.
website, and create a lead. And then we'd turn around and either sell the lead or sell the website.
Yeah. That is crazy. So then you started doing more and more and more. How many domains you ended up with?
Thousands.
Really?
Yeah, thousands of domain names that we've, obviously.
Sure.
Eventually Google caught on because somebody would come out with, L-arginine S with the S on the end, and they were like, hey, we can't rank that because it doesn't.
Right.
It doesn't say anything. So people, of course, tried to finagle the system as fast as possible. But
so you guys did this domain, or you bought these domains, and then would just connect the dots here.
Yeah, and build a website.
And build a website for it. Got it number one, and then would sell the leads off and/or sell the whole website to somebody.
Right. And then L-arginine was doing really, really well.
Okay.
So we said, hey, let's find some other ones that we can produce around. Well, we read an article in Sports Illustrated that says Major League Baseball bans deer antler velvet extract.
Okay.
And we were at the time like, what's a deer antler velvet extract?
Yeah.
What's deer antler spray? Because they kept mentioning deer antler spray. So we went to the, obviously,
the honey
GoDaddy. I
thing.
went deerantlerspray.com, $8. Purchase.
And got it.
So then we went out and we started.
Did you even know what it was when you bought it?
I had no idea. I thought it was a hunting product. I was like, what are they talking about? This is crazy.
So, but you just kind of heard an ad, or not an ad, but you saw an interview or a Sports Illustrated article, and that the MLB is going to ban this product all of a sudden, and you thought to yourself, I should go buy that domain.
Yeah.
Was it because your brain worked in a way where it was like, dude, if Sports Illustrated has this, it's MLB, people are going to see it and want to search what that is?
Right. So I said, hey, it's banned in professional sports, but it's not banned for a regular person to use it.
Right.
So I said, hey, so I went out and bought deerantlerspray.com.
Okay.
And I went to a manufacturer in Florida and said, hey, can you produce deer antler spray? And he goes, absolutely. So we ended up getting 3,000 bottles produced because that was his minimum order quantity.
And just for the viewers, what does deer antler spray do?
So deer antler velvet extract, the actual deer antler velvet extract is actually a recovery ingredient.
Okay.
So as you tear down and break down your muscles, this contains a hormone that helps you repair.
Okay.
And it's a hormone called IGF-1, so insulin growth like factor 1. So it helps you repair really quick. And the reason why they ban it, like in the NFL and Major League Baseball, is they felt like, hey, if a person can recover faster, then that's an edge that that athlete has. So we're just going to ban it because they don't like any type of edge. Substances. So we ended up producing 3,000 bottles.
Okay.
And we started selling deer
on
antler
the website?
spray on the website. We created a website, deerantlerspray.com, had a great looking website. We were like, oh, this is going to be another L-arginine product. Yeah, well, we were selling about 12 to 20 bottles a day.
So it didn't,
that's all we were saying.
Explode.
Yeah, no, we were like, this is a dud.
How much? Just so I know, how much was a bottle that you guys sold back then? Maybe.
Well,
$20, $50.
No, a bottle was $39.
Okay, $40. Okay.
$40.
Okay.
For a person to purchase off our website.
Okay.
And we were selling about, like I said, 2 dozen bottles a day.
Okay.
And we said, this is just a dud. Let's hope we sell out of all 3,000 bottles before they expire.
Gotcha.
Right? About 6 to 8 months later, Ray Lewis, right before Super Bowl Sunday.
NFL football player.
NFL football player, really popular football player.
Massive,
Super Bowl week comes, and a guy, one of the reporters says, hey, Ray Lewis, I hear that you took deer antler spray. And everybody's like, what are you talking about? And Ray Lewis is like, I have no idea what you're talking about. He's like, I got a receipt right here that shows you purchased it.
Oh,
deer antler spray. So guess what happened? Every 5 minutes they were mentioning it on ESPN.
Just nonstop coverage.
Guess where they were going?
Freaking
deerantlerspray.com.
Oh my gosh,
So
dude.
they were immediately coming to our website.
Did you even have product at this point? Or was
so
like
we had those 3,000.
a little bit left over or whatever?
We had 2,600 bottles left.
So it really wasn't selling the first
no.
It really wasn't selling.
I mean, look, man, we were lucky to sell out the bottles, right? We were like, let's hope that we can get rid of all
So
this.
you bought 3, you're at still at 2,600 over this whole time.
Ray Lewis gets accused on that day And every 5 minutes it gets mentioned, and 100 sales come in every single time they mention it. And we start jacking up the price. We're like, oh, $49 now. We're going to, this is great. We're like, yes, they're mentioned.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden we realized we're going to run out real quick. So we started jacking up the price like $79, $89, $99. We ran out that first day.
Sold out
all the products.
Sold out all your product.
All the product.
In one day.
One day. 2,600 bottles, one day.
They sit on the shelf for months and months and months, and then one day, poof, they're gone. While doubling the price.
Doubling the price. GNC immediately contacts us 2 or 3 days later.
Because they saw the freaking domain?
They like, we love your brand, we love your product. How fast could you get us 30,000 bottles?
Oh my God.
So right time, right place, got lucky.
Wow.
I mean, it was awesome. We were like jumping up and down like, yeah, this is awesome. Everybody would want to be a GNC, right? So that's kind of how it happened. Then VJ Singh, a week or two later,
so were you able to get the 30,000?
Yes.
You just went back to your guy?
We went back to the guy, and the guy goes, I thought I would be hearing from you, right? So immediately VJ Singh comes out and says, hey, I didn't even know you couldn't take it, and he gets kicked off the PGA Tour.
Wow.
The Alabama football team gets accused of taking it. So all this press just keeps adding fuel to the fire.
Yeah.
And GNC is getting requests, hundreds and hundreds of requests like deer antler spray.
Yeah.
So we went out, got the bottles made, got into GNC right away, selling thousands of bottles every week.
From your website and GNC.
Yeah, from our website and from GNC, we were selling a couple thousand bottles a week.
Yeah.
And we were just crushing it. And then we just said a couple years, like 2 years, we did deer antler.
Just straight deer antler spray, nonstop.
Bottles, just it.
Yeah.
And then we said, hey, what would really help is if we produce a pre-workout. That's what everybody takes.
Okay.
Everybody that's into fitness takes a pre-workout.
Okay.
So we were like, hey, what do we call it? And we said, hey, let's go along with the deer thing. Let's call it Bucked Up. Like, go to the gym, get bucked up.
That's how the name was created.
So that's how the name
Holy
was
shit,
created.
dude.
So I immediately, of course, go to the GoDaddy.
Yeah.
How much is Bucked Up? And a guy was selling it for $1,500.
Bucked
I'm
Up.
like, buy as
right
fast
now.
as I could. I was like, we're going to come out with a brand called Bucked Up. And then we ended up transitioning everything from deerantlerspray.com to Bucked Up.
Yeah, because at that point you're already in GNC. You got the connection of where to go with it. And so through these 2 years, you had this idea of we need to expand.
We need to come out with a full line.
I want to know,
products.
take me right there. What made you say we need to expand and grow really all these products you have now? What was the reason? You were crushing it.
Yeah, we were crushing it. We were making a couple $100,000, in profit. We were making really good profit on a bottle of deer antler spray. So we just said simply, hey, how are we going to expand our business? What do we need to come out with? And we said, hey, we need to come up with a full line of products.
Yeah.
That's what we need to do. And pre-workout obviously is the number one thing fitness people take.
Right. Because a lot of times in business you see people that they hit it, they catch the wave, they ride it, and they stay on the wave till it basically crashes. Because eventually the wave crashes, right? And in the middle of the wave, which is in the high mountain time, let's call it, your brain was saying, hey, we gotta put this money back into the company, not go take it and blow all of it. We gotta go take this and double down and create another wave basically for ourselves.
Right. And so what we did is say, hey, if we're gonna come up with a pre-workout, who can help us come up with a pre-workout?
Right.
Well, we happen to know one of the GNC franchisees that actually owned his own store up in Salt Lake, and it was a very successful store. And we ended up just running into him at a GNC franchise store and said, hey, could you help us develop a line of products? Like, do you know enough? He's like, yeah, really, I don't know why a company doesn't do this or this or this. This guy's name is Jose Reyes, and he's a store owner up there.
Yeah.
And we said, well, could you help us develop a line of products? And we want to come out with a pre-workout, and we want to call it Bucked Up. And he's like, absolutely. He goes, in theory, it should work. He goes, I don't understand why they don't use the clinical dose. They use a proprietary blend, so you don't know. And I think where the puck is going is non-proprietary blends.
Okay.
So our whole marketing, when we first came out with Bucked Up, is that we are a non-proprietary blend. You can see exactly what you put in it. And everybody was like, somebody's going to copy you.
Yeah.
It's hard to bust into.
You basically put your ingredients.
You're showing
right
exactly what you have in it.
Yeah.
And they were saying, you guys are crazy. And plus, it's a really hard market. It's really competitive. And we're like, well, we're really good at marketing.
Lucky for us.
Let them beat us at our game,
Yeah,
at our forte.
In my brain, like as I listen to this, it's kind of what I'm seeing here is like, you're not so much a nutritionalist that had this idea to go build this like the best ever.
I barely work out.
Nutrition, but you were a marketing that understood how business operated and worked.
That's right.
And you had no problem going and finding the pieces that you needed to have them be their expert in their own field.
Absolutely. Like even today,
Yeah.
I'm not my own manufacturer. I leave that up to a manufacturer that I know and trust and say, hey, he knows exactly how to manufacture. They're experts.
Yeah, yeah.
Why do I want to try and reinvent the wheel?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not going to do it.
You're really a marketing guy that will just go find the pieces when you need them.
That's right.
That is genius.
And it was a huge step to find Jose Reyes. He was one that was actually, I mean, the guy is really, really smart.
Right.
He reads books, which I think is...
Yeah, you found the expert in it. Like you found the guy that...
I found the right guy.
And breathed this stuff.
And he ended up selling his GNC and came to work for us full-time for $400 a week because he believed that we were going to make this thing work. Because he's like, we're on to something.
Okay.
We ended up going to our first expo with Bucked Up January 2016.
A GNC expo or just
just a fitness expo.
Okay.
It's called LA Fit Expo.
Okay.
And we ended up going there. We produced 1,000 bottles of Bucked Up.
Of the drink.
No, of the pre-workout.
The pre-workout.
The bottle
okay.
of it's 30
so
servings.
I don't take these. Which one's the pre-workout?
So Bucked Up, yeah, this one, right, the green one right up front.
This one here.
That's one of the flavors.
So this is the Bucked Up pre-workout.
Bucked Up pre-workout.
Okay.
It's supposed to help with focus, energy, endurance, strength, power. You know,
so they throw that in water or whatever they want to.
Right.
And scoop it in there. It's powder, and then they drink it before they go to work out.
20 to 30 minutes before workout.
So it's a
So
pre-workout.
it has vasodilation, all of the really good ingredients to help
that guys that work
get a
out
push
want.
out.
And you make 1,000 of these
1,000 our first run,
and go to this fitness
and we go to this expo. And we're like, man, here we go, right?
Now,
so we're selling deer antler spray.
Was there other
tons
of all kinds of people?
C4, Goat, all the other brands that are out
there? At
there.
this point, were you in there as a big dog, or are you still kind of like
small fry?
You were small.
10 by 10.
Okay, and you had the guys that had this stuff everywhere on the hanging the ceilings and stuff, right? The big sponsors.
All the big dogs had sponsored athletes.
Yeah.
All these big guys.
Where people would come by there.
Yeah, they would stand in line for hours to meet.
Yeah, so
one
you're
of the
screwed.
Influencers.
Yeah.
So we're like, okay, well, let's try it. So we took 1,000 bottles. We sell about 400 bottles to all the people coming around. They keep looking at our product like, wow, this is actually really good. Let me try it.
Okay.
So we would have a shaker bottle.
Right there for them.
And probably some other competitor's shaker bottle, mixing it up, pouring it for them, and they really liked the flavor. And they're like, hey, these ingredients are awesome.
Yeah.
And
because these guys that work out, like that are that into working out, they know
what they've been taking.
They're
like, wait, this is a non-proprietary blend. Most of them are these proprietary blends, so they don't know exactly what they put in.
There's that marketing you have kicking back in, dude.
Yeah. So we sell about 400 bottles. We have about 600 bottles left.
Right.
A supplement shop comes by.
Okay.
In California, looks at the formula, looks at the bottle, says, "I'll buy all the rest that you have."
Okay.
And we were like, you want 600 bottles? He's like, yeah, give me a wholesale price. I'll buy out the rest of them because this looks really
Not
really
at
good.
the expo. This is
this is at
the
the
expo.
expo.
At the expo.
At the very end of the expo.
Okay.
He goes, I'll buy whatever you have left over.
Okay.
So we sold all 1,000 bottles at
right.
that expo. And he still buys our stuff.
He
even
still buys it today.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we said, hey, we're actually on to something. So we ended up producing 1,000 or 2,000 bottles more with the money that we had made, and we ended up buying.
Double down again on it.
And we came out with another flavor. So we have blood raz, blue raz. Now we have 12 or 13 different flavors of Bucked Up. Woke AF is a really high stimulant pre-workout.
Is this the pre-workout too?
That is also a pre-workout.
So both these right here are pre-workouts.
They're both pre-workouts.
But this was built later. This is a newer one.
A demand for a higher stimulant pre-workout because ours is just medium. Bucked Up is just a medium of the, it's got
the
200
pre-workout.
milligrams of caffeine, whereas Woke AF has 333 milligrams of caffeine per serving.
So this one's more for the guys that they're gonna go out there for a 2-hour freaking workout. And
they want to get jacked. That's basically leg day right there.
Yeah, squats and
yeah.
leg press.
Yeah.
So this is the birth of Bucked Up, is what
the birth of Bucked Up, and we were actually like, now we're cranking. We're starting to go, and we were still selling deer antler spray.
Okay.
But we started selling a lot, and immediately we're starting to sell a lot of bottles.
Okay.
And then what we got into is, we do social media, we do marketing, and we said, hey, it's all about eyeballs. All these other companies at these fit expos are going, hey, they have this sponsored athlete, but everybody knows that they're paying this guy.
Sure.
So let's create an ambassador program and help them grow their Instagram accounts.
Like me.
Just like you. Right? So we ended up saying, hey, it's really going to come down to micro influencers.
Okay.
One thing we realized is that everyone at this expo is going to say they have the greatest products.
Right.
Ours is the best product.
And here's why. And
guess what? We were like, we're not going to compete with them. We're going to have everybody else telling everyone how great our products are instead of us as a company.
Right.
So we created a brand ambassador program.
Okay.
And if they had 1,000 people,
on
we
Instagram
would accept them. Yeah, we would
followers.
accept them as an ambassador.
Okay.
Because we were like, hey, it's all about eyeballs. In fact, we ended up paying a girl that had like 650,000 followers. We were like, hey, here's $2,000. Blast out Bucked Up. And she's like, okay. So she did, and she got us like 100 sales.
Wow.
Then we saw a local girl, and we said, hey, blast out Bucked Up. And she had about 8,000 or 9,000 followers, and she did just as many sales as the other girl. And we're like, this is what it's going to come down to. It's going to come down to these micro influencers rather than these big influencers that everybody knows you pay them.
Right, I got you.
So we ended up creating that brand ambassador program. We accepted a lot of people right at first to become a brand ambassador.
You say a lot. Give us a number.
So
50, 100.
So we were accepting anybody who was applying.
Yeah, at the very beginning.
To be honest.
Okay.
At first.
Anybody.
And then we said, hey, we started coming up with requirements and things that you had to have.
Yeah, you started playing with it, understand it more.
Now we have about 10,000 ambassadors.
Holy shit.
That all drive their own traffic, and they're really just saying, hey, Bucked Up's awesome. This is great. Try my And
then they drive people to you.
Yes, and they drive the traffic too.
Do they get paid like a little thing?
Yeah, they have a unique link, or they have a coupon code that they can give to their friends, and anybody who uses their coupon code gets paid a commission.
Shut up, dude. So you're telling me this whole freaking time that I've been
You could have had a
promoting
coupon code.
Bucked Up for you. I could have had a coupon code.
Money is. Go to Bucked Up, use
Dude,
Money is.
I had no freaking clue. I just give it to everybody that I know. I tell about it. So you guys use this.
We appreciate that.
Yeah. No, I'm like a true ambassador because I do it because I love it.
You like it.
Dude, my story of it is I don't drink coffee. I just don't have a flavor for it. I don't something about it I don't like. So I always drink energy drinks, right? So I went through all the flavors, Monster and Red Bulls and Bangs and Full Throttle. Like I did all of them.
You've done all,
I could tell you every flavor. I could tell you what's good, bad. I could tell you everything about them. I drink them for breakfast when I wake up. Like that's just what I drink.
It's your morning coffee.
Yeah, it's my morning coffee. And I'll never forget the first time I had a Bucked Up. I was at a golf course with a buddy of mine. I was buying some clubs. I was getting fitted for some PXGs, and I'm like, dude, we were way in a place where there wasn't a thing. I'm like, dude, I am so thirsty right now. And there was nothing around. He's like, dude, he said, I have this energy drink called Bucked Up, and it was Killa OJ.
Yeah.
And he's like, I've already opened it, but if you want to drink some of it, I don't care. So I'm like, dude, I'm so thirsty. I got to drink something. And I drank Killa OJ for the first time on a golf course, and I was like, holy shit.
You liked it?
Then what was funny, dude, was I didn't know you guys. I didn't know any connections. Mm-hmm. And so I left that thing and I started going to gas stations.
Trying to find
looking
it?
on my energy drink tour, looking for freaking Bucked Up everywhere. And I couldn't find it. I would go to the gas station and I'm like, hey, do you guys carry Bucked Up here? Like, no, we don't have Bucked Up. And then I had to go find. I called them back, and I'm like, dude, I can't find it. Where did you get this drink at? And he told me the retail store.
Yeah.
And I went to the retail store, and I just bought them by the cases. Cause I'm like, I don't want to come back tomorrow.
Right.
So I just bought cases and cases and put in my own fridge. That is how I got into Bucked Up, bro. And then now since then, I've been drinking it every single day, man. Yeah. So I am like a true ambassador. Like when I say a true ambassador, I mean like. I'm not doing it for sales.
Yeah, obviously you're not getting paid.
I do it because I literally think it's the best energy flavor, the calories, what it does, like you said, for the focus side of it.
I mean,
all
zero
that stuff,
calories.
carbs.
We're using real ingredients, whereas, I'm not trying to bash on anybody else,
I get it.
but flavored caffeine isn't just going to do it for people.
Right.
I mean, especially now.
Yeah.
And we're really big on ingredients. We go to ingredient shows. We go and find these diamonds in the rough that have clinicals, that have substance behind them, and we actually use real legit ingredients.
No, I will be a testimony, dude. It is and I don't get paid.
I appreciate that.
It's legit,
well,
dude.
let's set up that coupon code right away.
You could probably just give me just free bucked up, and I'll be just as happy,
good.
dude. You know what I mean? So take me back for a second though. So you sell this 1,000 at the place, and you're onto something. You start growing it and scaling it. You're already in GNC with your deer antler.
Yes. So we approach them with bucked up, and we say, hey, this is 30 servings, $49.95. They're like, no way it'll work. Okay. No way it'll work. That's way too expensive for 30 servings. And we're like, but look, we're putting in clinically proven ingredients at their clinical dose. Really, what they're getting is double what everybody else is putting in it.
Right.
And we said, don't worry, we're marketers. We'll get the eyeballs to get them to come in and purchase. And they said, okay, we'll try it.
Yeah.
We immediately become their best seller.
Just like that.
Yeah, because we're out there marketing.
You weren't. I love the approach here. You didn't go to GNC and say, "Okay, we're in GNC. It's all going to be fine now. We'll sell." They, being GNC, are going to sell this stuff for us.
Yeah, that's the biggest. Driving. That is the biggest mistake that people make. They think that, hey, if I can get into GNC, it's just going to sell.
They'd be gravy.
And that's actually not the case. The case is you have to be able to have a brand.
Yeah.
People have got to be aware of you. That's why we aren't actually with our energy drinks in convenience stores.
Right.
Convenience stores want us right now.
Sure.
Because there's a lot of issues that
I'm asking all of them personally.
Right. And and they want to carry it. But the issue is when it goes in there, I want it to sell.
Right.
So what we want to do is build this really good foundations with mom and pop supplement shops.
That's so cool.
GNC Vitamin Shop, Vitamin World first. And then we go to the convenience stores and Walmart and a few other places where we know it'll sell once we build the foundation.
You do have a plan to get into, eventually get into gas stations.
Yes.
I mean, it sounds like you could already get into them right now if we want to.
But we do some local gas stations.
That is like you said, you go to those shelves, right, in the gas station, and you have, 8 different brands, and it is rows and rows and rows of flavors and different stuff,
and each one of them pays a slot fee.
Right.
For every single slot.
Right.
And for every store they have.
Right.
So when you get into those shelves, you want to make sure that it sells.
Yeah.
So we have this approach that, hey, we're going to take this step by step, and we're going to figure out how to make it work.
Gotcha. So. Tell me about the transition between deer spray and bucked up, because you eventually combine the two, put them into one brand.
So we end up creating the Bucked Up website, and we put deer antler spray on the website, and we also start producing. At first, it was just Bucked Up and deer antler spray.
Yeah.
And now we've grown it to where we have all these different things like keto protein. We have buck feed protein.
Is this the keto right here?
This is for keto people who are on the keto diet.
Dude, we just had Drew Manning.
Yeah, Drew is awesome.
Yeah, on the show. Literally yesterday he was on the show.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he came on the show because he's doing his fit to fat to fit. And he's all keto based, right?
Yep.
I wish I forgot to give it to him yesterday. But yeah, dude, we just had him on, and he's all keto. So this is for if you're like fit to fat to fit, and you're on the keto. This is kind of what this is for right here.
Yes.
That keto stuff.
So for people who are looking to get into ketosis or to do a keto diet, this is actually a keto protein that is actually macroed to the keto diet. So it's really high in fat, a little bit of protein, hardly any carbs.
Gotcha.
So 6 point creatine. Yeah, it has 6 different creatines all in one, where it's not just a creatine monohydrate. You have a whole bunch of different creatines they release at different times. So you can take that like with your shake after your workout, or you can even take it with your pre-workout before.
So you now expanded. You bring deer antler spray underneath the Bucked Up brand.
Yep.
I know you still own deerantlerspray.com.
Yep.
Is that website still exist, or is
it
all...
just redirects to buckedup.com.
Okay, as I asked you. So now it just redirects back. Everything right now is Bucked Up.
Yeah, everything. It's just a little bit more catchy, a little bit easier to do marketing. I mean, even when I bought the name Bucked Up and told my parents, hey, we're going to call it Bucked Up, they go, you know what that sounds like, right?
Yeah.
You know, like my dad hated the F word. Like, we couldn't say fetch, flip, rather than the F word. We couldn't say, right?
Yeah.
So it was really a silly. So he was like, man, guys, I don't really like that name. And we're like, Dad, it's catchy. Like,
Yeah.
it's really
it,
catchy.
It is.
Now they really like.
Now
the
they're
name
in on
Bucked
it.
Up.
Now
Yeah,
they're in on it.
They're like, yeah, Bucked Up.
Dude, tell me about, I'm huge on brand. Like, I have made all my money in life really not off of real. To me, it's all been off of brand. And I always go deep on brand and brand development. And we're literally teaching a class later today on brand development with people flying in.
Nice.
I see that's kind of the same thing with you. I've been to your warehouse, I've been to your office before, and you go deep on brand.
It's really crucial.
Yeah.
Yep.
Why is that?
Well, when somebody comes into a store, what we like to hear is, a store in Alabama is like, hey guys, just put the deer on it. It sells, man. We put those up on the shelves. They go, I don't care what this is. I want this. It looks awesome. And just because of the look.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When we came out, we saw all the crazy brands and what they were doing. We're like, dude, let's just keep it simple. Let's do matte black.
It's very
let's do
clean.
Clean looking logo.
Right.
And, and obviously it's worked for us.
Right.
But in the affiliate marketing space and the affiliate network, we were always advising people, hey, this is what I would do with your brand. We were consulting people for free.
Just because you were trying to make them sell more so that you could.
Right, so we made more money.
Yeah.
Right. So we were advising them and telling them what to do exactly with their offer or their product.
Right.
And we said, man, this is what we need to do, and this is how we do it. Obviously with the help of Jose, because he's seen every single bottle on a GNC shelf, he's like, this is what we need to do to make it stand out.
Yeah.
So we took all that content, all that advice, and we came up with a really clean looking logo, a really clean looking name, and it immediately took off. When it's on somebody's shelves, it takes off.
Yeah, because like you said, man, when you go to the energy drinks now, I mean, there's so much movement, if you will, on the cans. Like as far as like designs and features, and it's almost like some of them look like art pieces to a certain degree. Yep. And on Bucked Up, dude, it is just super clean. It's the logo, the name, and the flavor.
And we actually sponsor a race car driver, so a NASCAR race car driver, and everybody talks about this Bucked Up cart because it's just clean. It's like Monster.
Yeah, sure.
Monster has a clean looking logo,
right?
And we're now getting compared with Monster. Like, look at this logo. Look at the brand. It looks really, really sharp.
Now,
really
I want you real quick here to give us some maybe some, I'll call it breaking news or some insights of what you guys got cooking in the background right now.
Okay.
Because I have drank every single flavor you got. I have my favorites.
Well, you're gonna like what we're coming at the end of the month.
Of this month,
October, right at the 1st of November, we're gonna have 6 new energy drinks.
Okay.
And these energy drinks also contain 300 milligrams of caffeine.
What do these have right here? The current ones? These have 300. Okay.
300 milligrams of caffeine. Okay. So when you're telling me 2 or 3 a day, I'm like, wow, that's a lot of stimulant, bro. So, but we do have 2 products, 2 flavors, pink lemonade, and I believe it's gin and juice. That will be there'll be 100 milligrams of caffeine. So it's going to be a little bit lower. They're going to be in a white can versus a black can.
To show the difference of.
Yeah, but we have 6 new flavors coming out.
Okay.
Pink lemonade, gin and juice, which is a combination of orange and grapefruit.
Gosh,
strawberry,
grapefruit,
kiwi.
dude.
Some of our best flavors in our pre-workout, we've transitioned them and brought them over to the energy drinks.
When you gotta let me get me on video with a taste test, man?
Well, you'll be the
I want a taste test of all these. I'll do them all at the same time. I don't give a shit. I will literally sit all 6 up here and taste all of them. The pink grapefruit is that would maybe be my jam right there, dude.
Yeah,
because that's
if you like Killer OJ,
my favorite.
You'll love the.
So if you freaking take Killer OJ and you're gonna tell me you're gonna put grapefruit in it, I'm gonna have to buy stock,
and you know what?
bro.
The thing is when they told me grapefruit, I'm like,
yeah.
Why would you put grapefruit?
Yeah.
But we have a pre-workout that's called Gin and Juice, which is orange and grapefruit. It's one of my favorite flavors of all time.
Yeah, it is. I'm gonna be pumped on that one. So I'm gonna go to your office.
I'll let you know when they come in.
You let me know when they come in. I'm gonna bring my camera crew.
We're gonna do live.
And I'm gonna do some live taste tests. I'll tell all my fans which one was the jam, dude.
Okay.
This is some.
They're really good flavors.
Really good stuff. And then you got some other news where you guys are about to go, maybe like your next kind of step here, Bucked Up, going into some stores.
Yeah, we're we're going to be launching into Walmart. We have a specific line of products for Walmart.
Okay.
And to be able to be competitive in that space in Walmart and on the shelves there, We have an outdoor line that we just launched.
Okay.
We have some kids outdoors, like for kids, like, you know, it's almost like, you know, like Kool-Aid for kids, but has some hydration and some stuff like that to help them with, like coconut powder, water powder and stuff like that. So it's going to be real, you know, we've launched a few different lines.
That is cool, man. I am pumped, man.
We're excited.
I inspire to be like you one day, Ryan. You got a killer business, man. And I've learned so much on this show because literally, you know, just from the outside, I obviously just thought you were like a nutritionalist that had all these energy drinks. But really what I found out was, dude, you're a hardcore grinder marketer.
Yeah.
That knows how to market, and then knew how to put the right people around you that you needed in the team that were experts in their fields.
Yeah.
That obviously made a delicious freaking drink for you, right? Like Jose,
exactly.
Right? And then you had the marketing side of it, and I love it because all throughout the show here, you had no problem going head to head and said, okay, well, I understand you say it won't work, just let me market though.
Yep.
The thing that I'm really good at is this. Let me just go show you.
And let them beat me at
that.
Right?
That one I'll take you head to head on.
Yep.
And I love the mentality of entrepreneurs that are willing to bet on themselves. Because if you won't bet on yourself,
who will?
Who the heck's going to bet on you if you don't bet on yourself? You know what I mean? And I love that mentality of like, dude, on this one, we'll go head to head any day you want to, and I'll take you, and we'll see where the cards fall. Let the chips fall, you know what I mean?
Yep.
I love that. Real quick, I want to get a couple of things from you here.
Okay.
I want to get some favorites from you, of some favorites that you have, just so people get to know you a little bit on the thing here. Really quick, what is your favorite bucked up flavor?
Favorite bucked up flavor probably is Wild Orchard, which is a combination. Yeah, which is a combination of a few different flavors. So like apple, I like apple. Some people don't like apple, but it's apple, pear, and white grape. So it's a mixture of a couple different flavors. I really like it.
Yeah.
Some people, you know, it just depends on their palate. So
yeah, so it's unique because I'll tell you from our side, like I drink Kilo OJ and grape. I have to hide this shit in my office because people steal it from me. And the Orchard I use as it's weird. I'll drink these pretty fast. The Orchard I use as like a sipper drink because it has the most unique flavor of an energy drink that I've ever tasted.
And it does have
so unique.
Yeah, and we added they added a little bit of it's like a flour, you know, that. And some people really enjoy it.
Yeah.
It's a light,
very light,
refreshing.
I know exactly what you're talking
flavor,
about.
but you know, some people really like it and some people don't.
Yeah.
We just want to come out with some unique flavors.
Dude, it is the most unique flavor, and I've drank every possible energy drink there is, and that is the most unique flavor that's out there, dude. Is the Wild Orchard. What's your favorite holiday?
Probably Christmas because you get a little bit of a break.
You got kids now?
I do. I have 4 kids.
Okay.
I have 4 kids.
Are they all big in the Christmas morning stuff right now?
They like Christmas. You know, they like Christmas because they get the gifts.
They get the gifts. So. On that note, then, what's your favorite Christmas movie?
Christmas Story, of course.
So
Watch it every year.
You'll shoot your eye out?
Yeah.
So did you watch that growing up as a kid as well?
Oh, growing up.
Yeah. And now they play it like 24 hours a day.
Around Christmas.
Yeah, Christmas, dude. It's like 24 hours a day, man. You watch it with your kids now?
We do.
You make them watch that one and say, watch what I watched when I was a kid? That's cool, man. And do you have a favorite, let me see, I got a couple here. Oh, this is a big one, man. Your favorite president during your lifetime? During your lifetime, not during your lifetime.
Donald Trump, man.
Really? Favorite so far?
I actually really like that he's different.
Yeah.
You know, like a lot of people get caught up in politics. There's people who have been in politics for 20, 40 years here,
right.
And they do the same thing over and over.
Right.
I like somebody that's new and fresh, and somebody that's saying, hey, you know, it's like Bucked Up.
Right.
We try to ship Bucked Up over to the UK. We get charged all these VAT taxes, duties, all these different things, and they can send up to $800 without getting taxed one little thing. I send over a bottle of Bucked Up. I got all these fees that I got to pay. I'm like, hey, let's do fair trade.
Where's the common sense
where's the common and logical sense to this?
Yeah.
I just like, you know, he is a little brash, but you know.
I
actually like it. I think it's refreshing for a politician to say what's actually on his mind instead of having these same answers, same things for everybody.
It almost seems like every 4 years, it's just like rinse and repeat, and you hear the same talking points.
It's who can give away the most to get the votes.
It's almost like buying votes right now with tax dollars, which is crazy.
Absolutely.
Future tax dollars.
This is so nuts that they can actually take future tax dollars for their campaigns and ads. And I'm like, They're just giving stuff away.
Yeah, yeah. I was wondering with because now that I know you're this extreme marketing genius here, kind of Trump has that same marketing brand to himself as well, right? Like when I see him out there, like love him, hate him, that's not really the point here. But when he's out there, it's like he's 7 steps ahead of everybody else that marketing, on the social media.
Whoever's doing his marketing is doing an unreal job.
Yeah, yeah.
Although I think if I really wanted to, have somebody run for president, I think I could make him president. Because I would blitz it so
the
hard
marketing side
and
of
just
it.
have him come out like 4 or 5 months before the election.
Yeah, yeah.
Say, these are my talking
points. So you got a
points.
strategy already,
dude,
bro.
I
you have a marketing strategy for a president.
I think a marketing strategy for president, I think I can make them president.
Dude, we may have to take you up on that offer, bro.
Are you running?
Shit,
Let's
with
do this.
With you run the marketing, I very well may, man.
Let's go.
And we'll take Bucked up to a worldwide concept here.
Yeah.
And yeah, dude, because the truth is you are, like now that I had this interview, man, you're a freaking marketing genius, man. And I love how you built this. I want to get your answer on money is.
Okay.
We ask the question all the time of what money means to you, and you got a nice photo here of you. And
I appreciate that.
And you saw my office, dude. It's full of
awesome.
of the answers and so forth. And money has to be something different, right? Because in business, you lose sometimes, and if you're just chasing money, when those big losses come, like you mentioned, it's $1 million hits before. Just chasing money is a dead-end road for you, because when those tough times come, you got to have something that means more, that keeps driving you, right, when it hits. So that's kind of why we brought this out. And so I want you to write your answer here, and then sign it right here, and then me and you'll talk about what it means after you fill it out here. You hold this. You want to lay it up here. You can lay it up here if you want to.
Is this the marker?
Yeah, we'll get the Sharpie right here for you.
Money is.
It's 2.
2.
I think I'm with you. I'm like, wait. There you go. Give me a big John Hancock. That's sick, dude. It's funny because I should have told you before the show. I normally tell all the guests. Yeah. Whatever happens, what was so unique, because when someone gets the sign and they go to fill out the word, or words, whatever it is,
I probably should.
The spelling for so many. I've had to
it's that dang autocorrect.
I've had to pause the. I think something with the camera, because it's like how to spell it.
Oh, of course.
But it's like something about the cameras. I have had to literally pause, get a cleaning material, scrub this down, and reshoot stuff. And I did it with like attorneys, like high IQ people. But something doing like when they're on the camera writing, they're like, wait a second.
Right.
That happens. So I should have warned you about it. Your answer is freaking sick, dude. Well, I'm gonna show it and we'll talk about it. His answer for Ryan Gardner, CEO of Bucked Up. His answer is money is a stepping stone. A stepping stone. Great. No one's given the answer. No one's had that word yet there. So you for sure made the wall on that one.
Awesome.
What do you mean by stepping stone?
Well, like you said, if you're just trying to chase money, I don't think that it's actually going to happen.
Right.
But money brings opportunity and brings these different stepping stones in your life that you can say, hey, I'm going to just take this right here for right now.
Okay.
And then learn what you did to get to the next step.
Yeah.
And money comes along with getting through those different steps and those different experiences in your life. So I do believe money comes, and it's a stepping stone to a bigger and better opportunity.
Yeah. That's and you can see it like evident in your life. Like for you, you started as a farm boy that was selling hair bows later in life for your dad, into you just kept using the money as a stepping stone, little by little, using it as a stepping stone. The other thing I noticed about you, man, is you're not afraid to run through doors. When opportunity's there, it looks like you just freaking blitzed those opportunities. And I think a lot of times entrepreneurship, a mistake people make is like just putting their foot in the water and trying to tippy toe into something. If you look at your career, as I watch this interview, dude, you blitz that stuff like wide open. When you see that door, you go full through it.
And even during COVID, right?
Yeah.
We had some of our best months ever.
Yeah.
When all the supplement shops and
all closed down,
all the retail stores shutting down, dude, we had some of our best months because we said, hey, we're gonna go extra hard.
Yeah.
And we're gonna figure out even better avenues of driving traffic and doing different things. We were like, no, we're going full force through here.
That's so awesome, dude.
We didn't even shut down or anything, so we just hit it head on.
On the stepping stone, like you said, dude, it's like one thing I noticed about you is in the interview is like every time you did something, riding that wave we kind of talked about, you would come back and double down and create another wave for you to go, which is that stepping stone that I think you're referring to. You just kept with the money that came in, you used that and then built that stepping stone to the next level, and now you're running freaking this crazy business that people are trying to buy from you right now.
Yeah.
And I think you got bigger plans for it right now.
Yep.
And dude, it's
doing great.
It's
Can't complain.
So freaking awesome, man. Last thing I want to do here with you, man, is I kind of want to give you the floor, man. You're super successful marketer, advertiser, but also CEO, leader. And you just mentioned like COVID and how to kind of like there's no handbook on how to manage through that COVID, right? But being a leader, being a visionary. You've been in business for a while now. You got these viewers that are listening, watching here, and whether they're wanting to start a company right now or they're wanting to scale their company, right? Wherever they're at. What are some of the final words of wisdom you would give these viewers on business right now? You
know, I still am a firm believer in hard work. I mean, obviously work smart, but also working hard.
Okay.
I mean, there's a lot of power that comes along with working hard because a lot of opportunities open up when you're working hard as well.
Sure.
And, you know, I think people take for granted, especially in this technology era. And, you know, there's other supplement shops.
Sure.
There's other supplement companies just like us. But I'm telling you right now, they're going to have to beat me at hard work too. And I think hard work, especially when starting out and starting a business or anything like that, it's still going to come down to grinding and working really hard. Obviously working smart, hiring the right guys and getting the right guys like I've done, you know, I've surrounded myself from, you know, and I do appreciate my parents and my dad enforcing, hey, hard work. I want to see asses and elbows. You know what I mean? So, you know, hard work was definitely instilled in me. And even to this day, I'm not afraid to go out into the warehouse and start packing orders or helping fulfill POs, purchase orders that we get that are really big that need to get done. You know, I'm not afraid to just get my hands dirty and get to work.
That's awesome, dude. That of course, there's the truth of the matter of working smarter, which is another reason how you got there. But sometimes as you get bigger and bigger and bigger, you forget what actually got you there. Which was those chicken coops and the cows, milking the cows. And
I don't even want to tell you the story of the chicken coops.
So. I may have you drop that one in my office for later today, man. Ryan, it's been freaking awesome to have you on, dude.
Well, I appreciate it.
Awesome interview. I loved interviewing you. I want to get your brother.
Let's get him here.
Let's do
it. Let's do it.
And I'm gonna get his opinion on all the stuff as well. Get his flavors as well.
He'll tell you about the chicken coop and the broken arm.
And the broken arm.
He'll tell you all about that.
I'm gonna find out why your ass got shipped to Alaska too. But I'm gonna ask it from his standpoint how you ended up in Alaska and he didn't. And
well, it's a rough story. I've gone to a lot of therapy for it. So.
And if they want to follow you, they go to buckedup.com. Your website's buckedup.com. And then what about Instagram?
Instagram, Bucked
Is that
Up
your main
Subs.
jam? Is
Instagram, TikTok, and like Facebook. You know, that's kind of how we're driving a lot of traffic through Facebook ads and obviously Instagram. There's a lot of people, a lot of eyeballs. TikTok. So we do those three.
What's your Instagram handle?
My personal Instagram handle is RYSport, RYSPORT.
Okay.
And our Bucked Up is Bucked Up Sups, SUPPS.
2 P's.
Yep.
We'll put both on the screens for everybody right here so they can get it for you. You guys make sure you follow him, follow his company as well. Get Into Bucked Up is coming to a store near you.
Get bucked up.
Get bucked up. We'll see you guys next week on The Money Is Show.